What's going on, YouTube? It is your boy Max, aka Hair Guy Blondie, bringing you back another video. So today, I kind of wanted to talk about OCD and anxiety and social anxiety and just just stuff like that. Um, I've been very much dealing with this my whole life. Ever since I was a small child. I've been I would always either be so anxious that I would freeze up, and I just mean I would just not do anything, not react, or, and the only thing I could possibly do would be to use my facial expressions. I had very very much just this non-social cue about me when I got nervous or anxious or just wanting to fit in, wanting to feel normal, and just doing things that were so forceful and so awkward to try to look like I'm normal, and it's just making it worse. And there was that. I get obsessive over lots of things. I have many obsessions. I go at things really hard, to put it lightly. Like if I see something that I like it. If say there's a hat I want to get, and I want to get, for example, the hoodie to match with the hat, or the shirt to match with the hoodie, or some that type of scenario. I'm that type of guy. I'm not gonna go into every obsession that I have, but kind of like that. I'll just go at it hard. Um, very. I had trouble with impulse. I have very much trouble with impulsively controlling myself a lot, which goes with the OCD. I I sometimes give my own self anxiety. I create scenarios in my head that are happening after the event has already occurred, about what people are thinking of me, about how people are thinking of me or viewing me, and just fucking I'll create a whole entire fucking 5 minute storyline in my head about the what happened, and then after, and just go through a whole segment. I'll reenact even my facial expressions of what I was doing, and just do all this weird shit afterwards, because I am so hypersensitive, hyper focused on how everybody is thinking and viewing me. And I would call myself a pretty like cool guy. Like, I don't mean to brag, but I'm a pretty chill dude once people get to know me. It's just that I am not good just walking past strangers a lot of the time. I sometimes I want to be in the I wouldn't say in the it crowd, but I just want to be part of society. I think we all want to be part of society in some sort, where we just want people to know that we're you know that we are normal. I guess is the best way to put it. And yeah, I just overthinking every little thing, over analyzing, being hyper focused, hyper aware, and not only that, another thing that I've struggled with is staring problems. So that goes into with the OCD, having to obsessively do a compulsion to relieve anxiety. When it comes to like just having to do certain movements, having to look a certain way, having to smile, having to just do weird shit, just to, because I am so self-conscious of my own self, that I am trying so hard to mask my anxiety, I guess. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say because it is challenging. It is challenging. I mean I've been living with this until probably my whole life. I think I've noticed bits and pieces of anxiety when I was a little kid, but when you're like a little kid and not like I would say before you hit puberty or start to developing and understanding complex information, like anxiety and all that shit just kind of goes through your head a little bit. I mean, there was times I did feel anxious when I was a kid. I mean, when I would have to meet new people or have to talk to new people, I was always that kid who would quickly hide behind their mom. And now, well, when I got older, I very much my go-to uh my go-to thing is to smile and be quiet and go non-verbal, which I don't know if that's more weird or more awkward to do that and not say anything because I do want to say things, but I also think of it. I play a lot of video games, right? I also think of it because a lot of video games you're not you know how if you're playing Skyrim, for example, because that's a very popular game. You know how you go and talk to people and in Skyrim and you wait for the person to say something first before you say or choose any dialogue option. That's how I go through life. I kind of wait for somebody to speak to me before I choose my dialogue option of what I'm gonna say. That's kind of I kind of see myself as this silent protagonist of sorts. I don't know why. I probably been playing too many video games, and that's just how I kind of want to go through life as people coming up to me and saying something instead of me coming up to them and saying something. So when there's that, so I just kind of go nonverbal and wait for some sort of communication because that's how I've always been. I always have waited for people to tell me to go ahead to do that, or go ahead and not do that, or to just sit like that. That's how I have always seen public social situations. Now, if it's people that I know and that I'm friends with, totally different scenario I find. But just with people I hardly know or don't know, I have to go into this kind of stance where I'm like, I go nonverbal and I either nod and have a smile. That's just how I communicate non-verbally out in the world. But I can see why people don't like that. I can see why that's kind of weird, and I can be aware of that, knowing that okay, that's kind of weird, um, but like, but it's not normal to think about these things for days on end, for weeks on end, for months on end. Like for me, like I'll think about interactions that I've had a year ago or 2 years ago, and I still think about them, and they still live in my head sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes some of them do go away, but I I I just try so hard to act normal that when I'm just like forcing or wanting to be normal and try to hide and mask all this anxious energy that it just comes off as so awkward, and then I obsess about it, and then I do compulsions to release that anxiety, and then it makes me afraid to go out in the public world and to walk around and having to interact with people and strangers and having to cross people's paths. Like I'm very much a socially anxious guy as I've gotten to know myself, and like I avoid fucking work parties. I cannot do work parties. I can't do it. I cannot do work parties. I can do it when people are talking all at once. I don't like that. I really don't like that, and I even have trouble even if there's like a big lunch. I even have trouble with that. Even personal family stuff. I have trouble with things like that. But yeah, just wanted to come on here, make this video because today's been a rough day for me. Today's been a rough day. Um I mean, every day is kind of a rough day. This last few days have been rough because once you do the OCD compulsion to relieve the anxiety, it doesn't help in the long run. It kind of makes things worse and reinforces it. So I'm kind of learning not to do that. I had a good, I had a good, I had a good few weeks there. A good couple of months where I wasn't doing any OCD compulsions to relieve anxiety. But you know, it happens, and that's how you. I guess that's how you learn, or that's how you learn and develop better skills. And of course, if you're someone struggling with anxiety, OCD, social anxiety, any sort of mental health disorder, you can in to this type of degree, you could probably relate to this video. So, um, maybe consider hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. You know what? I don't really like saying, oh yeah, give this video a like at the end when you're talking about mental health with OCD and anxiety. I mean, I'm not a therapy coach. I'm not someone who has gone to school and have learned about this. I'm just someone who struggles with it. But I've never liked that in channels that say at the end, oh yeah, hit the like button. It's like, hey, yeah, awesome. You made it this far. So that means you must have this mental illness. So go ahead and hit that like button to see more videos like this. That's how I've always thought of it. But I guess I mean if this video shows up in your algorithm and no one recommended to you, then that's great. Then it probably got onto the right person's YouTube feed. But anyway, I'm gonna go. So hope you guys have a good night. Um, tomorrow's Friday. I'm filming this on a Thursday night, so tomorrow's Friday. So that's great. That's awesome. Fridays are always fun. Also, my Jets play uh tomorrow night. So not the New York Jets, because the New York Jets suck, but the Winnipeg Jets play tomorrow night against the Carolina Hurricanes. So hopefully the Winnipeg Jets can win. But they're also known as the Atlanta Thrashers, since it is the Atlanta organization, and this is just a reincarnation of the Winnipeg Jets. It's just Big C Jets 2.0. That's a little bit of hockey trivia for you, because the Jets 2.0 of now, the Jets of now, are really the Atlanta Thrashers. And fun fact, the Calgary Flames are really the Atlanta Flames. So I hope I just blew your guys' mind there. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Peace.